What's going on, guys? Jacob back here with another video for you. Let's talk about a Las Vegas update today. What do you guys say? I'm coming to you guys today from the west side of town, as some of you might be able to tell, particularly if you're local, or if you're just a visitor who's been off the strip a bit. Right here in like downtown Summerlin. See the Aviators ballpark there. See all the shopping here downtown Summerlin. You get Dave & Buster's, movie theater, food, place to shop. You might be able to see the strip out in the distance. I could definitely see it. You can see Mandalay Bay, the Luxor. Yeah, pretty good shot from over here. So, we're going to be talking about an update today for Las Vegas, what's been going on lately. So guys, I do ask that you just subscribe to the channel, okay? Because it takes me a bit of time to actually go through all this stuff of everything that's going on around here, because there's a lot going on in Vegas anyway, but especially with this whole virus situation going on, there's a lot of other additional activity, you could say, when it comes to what's happening and trying to stay updated with everything going on. So subscribe. Plus, we're going live this weekend too. So let's see if we can get 2,000 people on a live stream here over the weekend. You guys want to see what's happening on the ground level. So let's jump into what's been going on recently. So one thing that pretty much all of you probably know, if you've been paying attention to the news here in the last week or so, is that the Mirage did open. So Mirage did open over on the strip. So that was big news that came out. It's been going around for the last few weeks. But one thing you may not have known that also is planning to reopen is Carnival Court. So a lot of you that have been to Carnival Court, I actually did a video on it, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I'm guessing, somewhere in there. It's a fun place to go to for free over on the strip, right between Harrah's and the Link. So they're actually reopening with live music. So those of you that are looking for live music, you've been anxious to hear that on the strip or Fremont Street or whatever the case is. Yes, they're going to be reopening with live music. That was the tweet that was put out by Las Vegas locally earlier in the week. So if you're planning to come back soon, hey, hit Carnival Court and enjoy yourself. The next thing we'll be talking about is MGM, and unfortunately they had a huge layoff that they just did with 18,000 furloughed employees just got laid off. So that is absolutely massive, you know, for MGM, not just here in Las Vegas, but all their properties that they have. I believe MGM in Detroit alone, laid off, I think, 1,100 people, something along those lines. So 18,000 people getting laid off is pretty big for a company like MGM. And they did say that the company plans to keep recalling additional workers as it reopens properties and adds amenities. MGM will continue to offer health benefits to furloughed employees through September 30th. And at the start of the year, MGM had 70,000 workers in the U.S. They're the biggest employer here in Nevada. I believe of the 70,000, I believe 50,000 of that was right here in Nevada. What that number is down to now officially, I don't know, but it's obviously nowhere near what it was, you know, just 8 months ago, at the start of the year, 9 months ago. So big changes going on here. That's obviously not a good one to be seeing on the strips. Promising workers who are recalled before the end of the year that they will retain their seniority. And federal law requires workers to be given a separation date if they are furloughed for longer than 6 months. August 31st marks 6 months of administrative separation for the furloughed MGM employees. So big news coming out of MGM here locally. Recently with this update going on here in Las Vegas, it's obviously not good news for that many people to be losing their job. And obviously, you know, a lot of more people are going to be trying to get, maybe trying to get employment, with which we probably, I've talked about it before on the channel, how unemployment has kind of already been a mess, to say the least, in the state. So that's been a big point of contention since the shutdown is the unemployment. So 18,000 more people is probably going to put more of a strain on, you know, those kinds of resources we have here in the state of Nevada. Now, one thing when it comes to employees and layoffs and furloughs and things like that, that actually some good news is coming out of Las Vegas Sands. So if you look at Las Vegas Sands, they're maintaining employee pay and benefits through October. So that's pretty big. The Las Vegas Sands, so Venetian, Palazzo, they're going to keep paying employee pay and benefits through October. And they're operating monthly expenses. I saw this in an interview with the president, Robert Goldstein. Their monthly operating expenses for Las Vegas Sands are $365 million every month. It's over $12 million a day for them to stay operating. So it's obviously costing them a huge amount of money to keep, you know, to continue to go ahead and pay their employees and pay the benefits through October. But the president, Robert Goldstein, said he thinks it's a good thing to do. He said we've, coming from the Adelson family, he said, we've built quite a good group of people here. We built, basically a family. We want to keep that family intact. So he thinks it's the right thing to do. It hurts in the short term, but he feels like in the long term, when things do come back to Las Vegas, and they will come back, that they're going to be in a much better position because of it, because they've continued to do what they can to help their employees, short term and long term. So it was a good interview. It was a short one, but Mr. Goldstein also said that he's basically has written off the year 2020 for Las Vegas. He did talk about some things. He was asked about Ces Canceling, and he said that's obviously huge because he says, Vegas cannot survive off just being a regional tourist destination for California. And he's right about that. I mean, the traffic that comes from California, is a good portion of our tourism here, but, Vegas could not survive just from California, traffic and California tourism alone. So, he mentions that. He also mentions that airlift is 40% lower than it was before the virus. So, obviously not getting as many people flying in here to Las Vegas either. So, but to their credit, to Las Vegas Sands, they are doing what they can to try to help out their employees. Lots of the casinos are doing the same kind of thing to help out their employees who've been furloughed or been laid off, because it's really a tough situation for everyone. Now, there are some things in the works for Las Vegas. We hear businesses closing, businesses stopping, but there are things in the works right now too. So we do have Elon Musk put out a tweet saying that the Boring Company tunnel in Vegas is only a few months from being operational. So Elon Musk, doing what he can here in Southern Nevada. People are wondering if, hey, is it going to go to the airport? Because that's been, I don't know how many decades that people wanted transportation from the Las Vegas McCarran International Airport over to the Strip. For years, I always had to fight the taxi lobbies against that, but, we'll see. Maybe Elon will get that changed here in Southern Nevada. Also, Circa construction is still moving along to open in October, and then also have, the grand opening in December. Resorts World is still moving along. MSG Sphere is still moving along here in Las Vegas. So, with all the chaos going on, with businesses shutting down or, pushing back reopening dates, employees getting furloughed, laid off, things like that, we still have construction going on here. We still have some things that are moving forward, making good progress in that regard for, and they'll be here and they'll be available for those days when Vegas is doing much better than it is right now. Bars are still closed here in Las Vegas, at least as of the making of this video. They are, and that's another one where you keep hearing things about they're supposed to reopen on this date or they're going to reopen in 2 weeks, and it's a day-by-day thing, guys. So if you're coming on vacation this week or a month from now, a lot can change, in that time frame. So I just tell people to be flexible with their planning, do what they can to, enjoy themselves when they come here, understanding that not everything is going to be open like it was before. So there's still some fun you can have here in Las Vegas. Okay, we do have options for you, but it's not going to be like before, okay? So if you guys are planning to come, I hope you have a great trip. I hope you stay safe on your trip while you're here, you enjoy yourself, and you continue to come to Vegas in the future once we're finally out of the mess that we are in right now. So I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so, because I got more cool stuff coming that you're not going to want to miss. And we're going to go live this weekend. So I'll put another cool video right over here you guys can check out. That is it for this one. I am Jacob. This is my life in Vegas.